You ever get zooted and you want to maximize your high? Well, good thing you're watching this video because I'm about to tell you 5 best things to do while you're high. Number 1, watching a movie. Watching a movie while you're high is probably the best way to watch a movie, period. Every second of the movie seems interesting and I actually analyze the storyline and emotion of every character. Like, you know, in English class when the teacher overly analyzes quotes from Shakespeare. Like, he says the water is blue and the teacher's like, the reason he's saying that is because the color blue implies sadness and sorrow, which gives us an insight on. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. But I get it now. When I'm baked, I feel like I elevate my brainwave frequency to match the director's thought process while making the movie. Like, the certain way the characters speak and move and the little details, they all add up. I get so invested into the movie while I'm fried, regardless of what genre of movies I'm watching. You could give me an African movie that I don't understand a single word of and I still watch it from start to finish. Yo, this shit is deep. Number 2, listening to music. Listening to music while you're fried is probably one of the greatest joys of life. When the music, the mood, the environment is right, it's purely euphoric. I'd argue that it's even better than busting a nut. Like, no joke. Especially when you close your eyes and you visualize the music, you start floating, you acknowledge every individual instrument coming together in harmony to create a beautiful piece of sound that stimulates every part of your brain to the point where you get goosebumps. And then you wake up the next day and re-listen just to realize the song was kind of shit and the beat was off and now you're embarrassed and honestly kind of sad that the song wasn't as good as you thought. Number 3, eating. Somebody told me why food is so good when you're high. Regardless of what you're eating, it tastes like an angel busted a nut in your mouth. And also, why can you keep eating forever? My body just loses the ability to tell me that I'm full. So I just keep eating. I'm pretty sure the food shortage crisis in the world was created when I started getting high. Like, half the Uber Eats net worth was probably accumulated by selling food to me when I was fried. There was a time where I had to put on weight for the gym because I wanted to bulk. So I just started lighting up zoots and eating like a madman. And I added 5 kg in a week. I could just keep eating. And it doesn't have to be junk food. Even fruits and vegetables taste immaculate when you're zooted. My go-to high food are oranges. As soon as you bite into an orange, it just explodes in your mouth with sweet juice that stimulates all parts of your tongue. I just realized the more I talk about food, the gayer it sounds. So let's move on to the next best thing to do when you're high. Number 4, going into a busy city. I'm from just outside of London, so I don't really go there often, but when I do, London feels like a different country, especially when you're high. The place I'm from isn't really that busy. Like, by midnight, everything's pretty much shut, so the only people you're gonna see outside are a few crackheads. London, on the other hand, oh my god. 4 a.m. in the morning, London's still busier than a Prozzy's Panani. Just walking through the city, you see 50 different scenarios in 10 minutes. You're just observing these NPCs on their own side missions. They're crackheads fighting, kids crying, police chasing, someone on their first date, street performers, businessmen. The vibes are just high and I love it. Honestly, I don't even have to be high to appreciate the beauty of London. The diversity in age, race, culture, fashion, perspective is just beautiful to me. Hey, woke one from, what end you from? Almost forgot to tell you about roadmen. London is filled with these individuals called roadmen. If you get approached by someone with a bally and a thick puffer jacket, even when the sun is scorching, you're done, bro. Especially when you're high. There's no way you're thinking your way out of the situation. Oh, run me your pockets, fam. How can my pockets run, bro? Ah, we got a joke man here, yeah. What? I've heard of Spider-Man and Batman. The fuck is a joke, man? Like, what's his superpower? Telling dad jokes, killing villains out of boredom. Number 5. Just thinking. Just doing nothing is such an underrated activity when you're high. When you force yourself to put your phones away, lay down in your bed and close your eyes, you're putting yourself in a position where you're alone with your thoughts. And it turns out your brain's actually pretty fucking cool. Your thoughts become so much more vivid and you start thinking about memories you didn't even know existed. And you could do this sober. You don't even have to be high. Your brain's actually sick. The amount of memories that's in the corners of your subconscious that you don't really think about unless you actually force yourself to think about them is wild. I feel like humans nowadays don't even give themselves a chance to think anymore. Their brain is always occupied and stimulated by some sort of entertainment. If they're not sat there beating their dick watching midget porn, they're sat there watching TikTok. If they're not watching James Charles twerk on TikTok, they're on YouTube sitting and watching Mr. Beast give mansions away. Even if they decide to go out for a walk, their brain is still stimulated. They have music playing on their AirPods and like, your brain isn't thinking, your brain is listening to music. So just chill out, light up a zoo, close your eyes and just think. Think about anything. Think about everything. Just sit down and process these thoughts that you've been burying with all this entertainment. Especially when you're high, you start looking at yourself from a different perspective. But maybe that's just me, because I know there's different types of people when you're high. So if you want to see a video on different types of people when they're high, you're just gonna have to wait for my next upload. And if you don't want to miss that, click on that subscribe button.